original.
We're live. Hello, and welcome to Web Crawlers Live Friday mini episode, or it's not really a mini episode.
No, it's kind of a longer episode.
I am Ali Siegel.
I am Melissa Stetton.
And Maria's going to be late because she stepped on a nail and has to get a tetanus shot.
Yeah. And she said, you can tell people I'm late because I stepped on a nail. And the only thing that will make me happy is if we make over $5,000.
Yeah. So you heard it here first. That's pretty crazy. Can we screen share the picture of the nail? Is that possible?
Is this really what she stepped on?
Yeah, I don't understand.
That's like if you Google rusty nail, like that's what you get.
Yeah, if you Google like I'm gonna die from stepping on this, that's what she did
step on that. She was like in a garden today, like digging around.
Yeah, she was futzing around in a garden. I think she's having some sort of crisis. She's gardening and
be here maybe.
Yeah,
so
who's to say?
Who's to say?
Oh my God, my dog has been eating the Vaseline that I have next to me this whole time. And let's let someone in, man.
Okay, let's let in Haunted Possum.
Oh my God.
They're in the Discord.
Yeah, and he or she or they or them made an amazing meme, and I sent it to one of my friends.
Oh, yes.
And now it's like popping off in the group chat. Haunted Possum.
Hi.
Are you in a car?
I am in a car. I'm outside my job.
Oh my God, amazing. What do you do for work, Haunted Possum?
I'm a mortician.
What? No way.
Wait. Do you have an Instagram of your mortuary too? Or no?
No.
Oh,
because
okay.
I tell mortuary stories on the Discord. I'm afraid that I'm going to get blasted by my employer, so I'm anonymous.
Oh.
Because another mortician followed me recently, and now I'm like obsessed with morticians. This is incredible. Can I just say, I heard that there's a new technique for that's better than cremation, and it's more like environmentally friendly, where they pump your body like full of water or something, and like you disintegrate or something.
I am in Montana, so we don't really go by the highest standards of environmentally safe.
Don't you like take the ashes and then you plant them and then plant a tree on top?
Yes, I've heard of that, but I've never done it. No one wants that. They all want to be buried. Really full of chemicals.
Oh, wow.
Tree?
They want to be full of chemicals. They want to be really toxic. They really just...
No, I just want my body to go in the ground. Like, I want to turn to a skeleton. Like, that's all I want.
Throw me in a dumpster as far as I'm concerned.
Seriously, shoot me into space. Have you ever tried ashes? Have you ever tasted them or anything like?
No,
I have not tasted ashes. No, but there was like a singer from the 70s I know who snorted his dad's ashes.
Yeah, I heard that that's a thing. That's crazy. Wow.
No, is that like snorting your placenta? Like you dry it and then you.
Well, the ashes are already dried because you've been through a burner.
Oh yeah.
Actually, ashes usually aren't generally your loved one's ashes. They're usually just like a combination of like 500 people's ashes.
No. Really?
Yeah. And a lot of crematoriums have been getting in trouble lately because
Allie's crematorium.
Because they've been just like piling up corpses and giving people like cement. Like
how would you
cement.
know?
Yeah, you don't know.
Oh,
wait.
No.
This is breaking news. I don't think most people knew that the ashes you get aren't even like...
I mean, how do you know?
Well, it's just a combination of like a whole bunch of people.
Right. They don't really clean it out.
There's like really no way to do that. No.
So you could have the ashes of like someone else.
You could
mixed in with your loved one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to snort a stranger without consent. Do you have a question, comment, concern, or story?
Well, I have a query about my grandmother.
Awesome.
Let's
Go
hear
for it.
Okay, so she lived, this was like the 1930s, and she lived way up in the Beartooth Mountains.
Wow.
And they were like isolated for like 8 months of the year because there's so much snow up there, and they would only travel by horse. And like this guy she had never seen before showed up at her door when my grandpa was out hunting, and she was like, okay, I guess come in my house. And he asked her, he like made small talk with her for a little bit, and then he finally went, where's the human heart? And she's like, what do you mean, where's the human heart? And he goes, where's the human heart in the body? And she's like, well, it's like right here. And he went, okay. And then he just like turned around and laughed. And then when summer came, like my grandpa Slim was down at like the country feed store or something. And apparently a guy who lived like a couple miles away from them, who they didn't know, had dug a small grave and then 7 giant graves, shot all his horses and buried them, and then shot himself in the heart and fell in the grave, and then was eaten by scavengers, so it was not successful.
No.
Holy shit.
So she like sideways kind of, she thought he was like, I'm going to take your heart, but
yeah. Oh my God. But that's also like 7 horses of the apocalypse. Like, I wonder if that's why he killed 7 horses.
I think they were just his 7 horses, and it's so isolated that he didn't want them to like die, like starve to death or something before he was found, because he probably knew it'd be forever.
Yeah. Holy shit. That's crazy.
Damn. Beartooth Mountains.
Yeah. This was like such an illuminating. I'm like actually really obsessed with we're going to hit you up on the Discord because I think we want to do a mini episode on mortuaries and crematoriums.
Yeah.
You should do it. I really scared people on the Discord because I told the story about a guy who, so he got his head and one of his arms cut off in a boat propeller. And
wait, I didn't hear this. Was this today?
No, I didn't hear it.
It was like yesterday. And
I haven't been on a day.
And so then when the sheriff was driving up, I was standing outside the mortuary, and he had the body in his car, and he stuck the dismembered arm really far out the window and waved it at me. It was actually so funny just seeing this.
That is really funny.
Long dismembered arm waving.
What a goofy cop.
Yes. And that's why I have to protect my identity.
Yeah, it's the one good cop. Oh my God. Well, you're amazing. What a great start to the night. We love you. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you on the Discord.
Yeah.
Is David Williams still in the chat room?
Yes, he is. Want me to let him in?
Yes, I want you to let him in.
It's 4 horses.
Oh, it is.
I was like, oh yeah, the 7 horses.
Hi, David.
Hi.
Hi, I was looking at my plant. Sorry, I was listening to her story at the same time.
What's going on?
Last week I was a little not here. So this week I'm going to tell you about a patient that I have who she asked me to tell you guys last week about her, and she even tuned in.
Oh, because you're a child psychologist.
Yes. And have you guys ever heard of the disorder aptomnophilia?
No, but I don't like how it sounds.
Okay, it's the overwhelming need to amputate your body parts.
No.
Even though they're perfectly healthy.
Holy shit.
Have you seen the Mark Ruffalo show? I know this much is true.
I have not.
Spoiler alert, it happens in...
Oh yeah, he cuts off his arm, but that was like a weird sacrifice to God or something.
Yeah, anyway.
Well, when she came to me, she was 15, and she had been ripping off her own toenails because no one could see it. It was shoes and wasn't telling people what was happening.
It's like cutting, kind of.
Yeah, like self-harm.
Yeah, except for, when she came to me, and then she started telling her mom, and her mom finally noticed what was happening. And so she came to the doctors, and what we found out is it's not a disorder that we can technically diagnose because no one considers it a real thing. Some people have it, it's very rare, but what we find out is that when she was a baby, she was in a like a little motor car, like one of those kids ones, like a Tyke, like they have the really small battery packs, and she had fallen down a hill. God. Well, she had fallen down a hill off of it and hit her head, caused bleeding, but they'd never gone to the hospital for it. And so it turns out that she had a huge issue with her right back lobe, and that was causing pressure and issues, and that's what was causing the disorder and causing her to feel like she needed to do this. So, yeah, and so she still deals with that to this day.
Oh my God, what's happening? Did you just, oh my God, Melissa, you just let everyone into the chat at once. Oh my God, this is chaotic evil. Oh my God, Melissa.
I went to hold on.
Oh my God.
Guys, I have to put you all back in the waiting room.
This is horrible. Look at Maria's so pissed.
I went to expand the window, and I got to put everyone back in the waiting room.
Sorry, guys, you're going back in the cage.
You all look great. You all
David deserves so much better from us. We've done David nothing but wrong tonight.
Oh, wait, not Maria. I went to expand, and then it said admit all, and I was like, Maria, this is what happened. I can't.
This is okay. Well, then David will keep talking. David, what is there a cure for what this girl's ailment?
Unfortunately, there's not. We just have to go through a lot of behavioral conditioning, things like that, to try to get her to realize that it's not just because your head's telling you need to do it doesn't mean you actually have to do it. The problem is that with most people, I mean, people as young as her usually don't get it. It's usually like people in their 30s and 40s. And so she's kind of like one of the only people that we know about that has this at this young of an age. So we don't know. We do know that people that are diagnosed later in life, usually in about 10 years, they do it to themselves no matter what. They'll do injury on themselves to make sure it happens. And but I mean, she's watching and she knows that we're dealing with it, but she wanted to.
Oh God.
She thought that was.
Well, that's
she said
crazy.
That the brain things. She said brain things can be creepier than ghost things. So your brain can play more tricks on you than anything.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Wow, that seems like a cognitive behavioral therapy kind of thing where you just have to train yourself not to be doing it or something. I don't even know. Wow, David. Well, sorry that we brought chaos into your life. Sorry, I brought chaos into your life, but that was
my fault.
Our second amputation story of the night. And
I know.
Thank you so much.
A weird follow-up.
It was an amazing follow-up.
Weird.
Yeah, weird, right? Hope it's not foreshadowing anything.
Maria's foot.
And I will search for your email, which I'm sure is. Oh, Maria's the host now. Thank God. Okay, thank you, David.
I'll go on the Discord.
Okay,
bye,
David.
Bye.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie, that was so fun. It was like my Brady Bunch filter in real life.
I tried to find Maria in the waiting room, and then instead of expand, I hit admit all, and 9 people came in.
That was so tight. 30 people. Oh my God. That was such a that was a web.
Maria, how are you?
Yeah, tell us about your foot, girl.
Yeah, what happened?
Well.
Ooh, you got a Band-Aid.
I got a tetanus shot.
Yes.
We
all do.
Want to see the nail I
So it was
on?
you sent the picture of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that looks like what you Google when you Google rusty nail, but that's like
it's like a Home Alone nail.
Where was it?
It was outside in the grass.
How far did that go into your foot?
Not where it was impaled, but probably a centimeter.
Oh, and it was bleeding.
It was bleeding, but not crazy. It was enough where I had to pull it out. It wasn't great.
Did the shot hurt?
No, the shot did not hurt, actually. It hurt more when they put the fluid in.
Yeah. Did they say you could get it in your arm or your tushy?
No, they didn't even give me the option.
Oh.
Well.
But I was watching you guys on my car ride home, and you guys were doing great. A couple of hiccups, but I think you guys
we got
did pretty
audio
well.
issues. We got technical.
All right. So should we let someone else in?
Yeah, I'm letting in Daniel.
Daniel, my brother, you are harder than me. Do you? Oh, you're on. You're muted.
Now you're not. Hello,
Hey,
Daniel.
Going.
How are you?
So, I'm doing okay. I didn't almost lose my foot today, so I feel very blessed.
Oh my God.
In comparison.
So yeah, and Maria, like, what if you had to get your foot amputated? This is like an injury.
Wait, who else got their foot amputated?
But our first two stories were about amputee stuff.
We had the mortician, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a possibility. It hurts pretty bad, so I don't know.
No.
Fingers
Well,
crossed.
we could only hope.
Yeah.
Daniel,
pretty
what's
great
going
looking
on?
Yeah, what's going on?
Not much. Just enjoying this Friday evening with everybody, and just hanging out.
You have a good NPR voice.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I have a real dry mouth. There used to be that one guy. I don't know. I don't know if he was like local to the DC station, but there was one guy where, like, honest to God, it was like you could hear his lips like moving over his teeth like this.
Yeah.
Just
No.
really, it was.
I can't.
Awful. He's the
I hate
only one I
that.
couldn't listen to.
Oh,
I
that's
can't
horrible.
do that.
Let me wet these bad boys.
That's more like it.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Do you have a story for us today?
I do, and I hope I don't screw it up. I emailed this one a really long time ago, so I hope that
Did we ever
you
read
don't remember
it or
it.
play it?
No, you wrote me back, but I think it was like it got lost in the shuffle.
Lord,
But
yeah.
but
God
I
damn
feel
it.
like it's like a good one. No, it's cool. I'm gonna try really hard not to screw it up because I feel like it's better written out with all the details.
There's that Kleenex. There's that tissue.
This is a new one from last time though.
Okay.
Famous tissue. So, so this is like yet another location where I saw something really creepy as a kid. And I don't know if it's just that I was like a really sad, weird kid or what, but like, I feel like a crazy person telling people all of these things because it's like, oh, and then this, but like, this is one of the most vivid ones that I remember. And it was set at this condo. So my parents and my parents and my maternal grandparents co-owned like a condo in Ocean City, Maryland when I was a kid. And so we would share it, but we never really went at the same time. So they had like the master bedroom and suite and stuff like that. And then we would all sleep in like a living room area with a pull-out couch. But there was like one summer, I feel like I must have been maybe like 9 or 10 because I had hamsters, which comes in. It's important later in the story. It's a nice detail. And so there was like this one summer where my parents were like letting us like sleep in my grandparents' room when they weren't there and like set up a big tent. So my brother and I would like, there was another TV in there so we could like watch whatever we wanted. And this condo, it was pretty small, but it was like up above another unit so that we were like elevated and we had like a big deck that went out along these sliding glass doors. And there are sliding glass doors in the master bedroom and in the living room. So you could go into my grandparents' room from the like deck balcony thing. So we're up late one night in this 2-person tent, my brother and I, and we're like watching TV and like, I must have fallen asleep watching TV, but I don't really remember falling asleep. But, and the tent was positioned so that like the opening of it was, facing the TV, and it was like a condo built in the 80s. So it had these sliding door closets and the sliding doors were mirrors.
Of course.
Because mirrors were just, so it was like the full one side of the room was just one big mirror basically. And that side faced the sliding glass door side. And so our tent was kind of in between the two. And we were right up against that closet. So I don't really remember falling asleep. But I think I woke up at like 2 or 3 in the morning and there was this really bright light streaming in through the sliding glass doors from the deck. And it was like reflecting off the mirror and then casting shadows of stuff that was on this little coffee table that was sort of next to the tent. So like you could see all this stuff kind of projected onto the nylon skin of the tent. And I remember like looking over and I saw the hamster wheel from my hamster cage, and it was just there. You know, it was like a detail that I noticed, but there was no hamster on it. And my brother was asleep, and we had fallen asleep like head to toe.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, like the level of light kind of shifted a little bit. Like it got really bright for a second, and then it got like dimmer again, but still bright, but like not as bright as like the peak. Like it kind of. And then I noticed that the hamster wheel started spinning.
No.
But there was no hamster on it. And so the wheel's like spinning faster and faster and like audibly squeaking.
Oh, God.
You know, like you could hear this thing just going around and around and around. And I remember feeling really afraid, but like, you know, in the like kind of seconds that you're thinking about this, you're like, well, I guess there must be someone out there with like a flashlight trying to break in. Like this is really scary. Like, what are they going to do? Like, they probably think nobody's in here because there's nobody in the bed, you know, or whatever. So I'm like freaking out, and nothing happened. There was no glass breaking. There was nothing like that. And then all of a sudden, this like shadow starts to kind of like take form on the side of the tent. Like you start to see it. It was as if a really tall, slim person was coming like from the direction of the sliding glass doors towards the tent. And the closer it got, like the more defined it got. And it had this very like skinny
slender-man.
Yeah, right. And I remember when it got really close, it kind of just did one of these like, head cock.
Serious?
And, you know, so I was really scared. And I remember like the only thing I did after that point was just pulling my sleeping bag up over my head. Cause I think selfishly I knew that like my brother's head was down toward the opening. So I was like, well, maybe if I just hide myself, this thing will just move on. Or you know, like if it's going to get one of us, it'll get him because it'll see his like head poking, you know, like all these thoughts are rushing through my head, and it finally gets close enough. And that was the last thing I remember, was it being like right on top of the tent.
Holy shit.
And then I pulled the thing up over my head. I closed my eyes, and it took me a long time to fall asleep, but I don't think I opened them again until the next morning. I still get really like, it's like very
scary.
affecting to like remember this stuff. And so like, you know, the next morning I was a little less freaked out, because when you're in the light of day, like, you know, even if something really scary happens, you're kind of, you know, I don't know, I feel better about it. And I'm like, oh, you know what? It's probably my dad just like walking around to check on us or something, which like, you know, didn't make perfect sense, because why would he have been coming from the outside?
Right,
like, why would he have gone out onto the deck and walked in to check on us? He would have come from the other side of the room, which is where the door from the, you know, like living room, dining room was. But you know, that's just all I could think. And it didn't explain the hamster wheel, but like,
shit, dude.
So I didn't mention anything to my brother when we were both awake. And then I did ask my dad at one point. I was like, you know, did you come out at all last night? And he was like, no, why? And I just sort of was like, okay, and never talked about it. And then this is another one of those things where I had this conversation, or overheard this conversation with my brother about the supernatural. And this was that same night, like we got to talking about this. And that was when I first found out that he remembered this too. So like, in addition to the red-haired boy that we both had this experience with, he would, you know, like we couldn't see each other's faces. We didn't know that we were both seeing it at the same time, but we were both able to like corroborate the details after the fact. And he drew this picture for me like a couple years ago.
No.
Of what it looked like.
It's just a drawing
and
of
this
Allie.
always makes me very upset.
No.
But it was just like just this really creepy silhouette of like a. And so we always like kind of talked about it like an alien thing, you know, like it's like, well,
that looks
because
like
you
an
just
alien.
don't really know.
Yeah,
like just the skinniness of it. I feel like we were watching a lot of X-Files back then in like 1994, but like I don't know. Now I know all about like shadow people and stuff. So I'm like, oh, you know, like could have been whatever. But yeah,
I don't like it.
Crazy.
I don't either.
I don't
I'm like
like
very
it.
worked up right now.
Like my eyes started watering. Everyone in the YouTube is like says you are the best storyteller.
Oh, that's nice. It's because I take a lot of notes to read for myself because I can't remember anything.
And
I didn't want to leave out details.
well, you did an amazing job. And also they said that you they always say you always come with receipts. And then
Receipts,
That's right.
pictures.
That's right.
And also that you have a great podcasting voice.
Oh, thanks.
Maybe you should do voiceovers for my voice. Like all talk.
I have
It's
actually-
very friendly. It's a very friendly voice, to be honest.
I got a call back for a voiceover audition, and then I didn't get it.
What the
you know?
fuck?
And I was just
Fucking
Tell us who it is.
I will tell them that you guys said these big Hollywood bigwigs.
Yeah, we'll write a rec.
That's right. Thanks. Man.
Okay, cool. Well, a pleasure as usual, Daniel.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks
Thanks,
for calling
Daniel.
in.
Have a
see
good
you
weekend.
soon.
You too.
See you in the Discord.
That's
Time for
great.
Mommy's rag.
Yeah, I got one too.
Oh, cheers.
What? Why does everyone have? Is everyone sick?
No, it's just I
No.
always have a snot rag.
No, you do. You do.
What the fuck was that?
I let someone in.
Oh, Annie.
Annie.
Thank God Maria's here. I have a burning question for her.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
no.
Ask her. I love when Maria's on fire.
I love your background.
It's so good.
Where are you calling from, Annie?
Upstate New York.
Okay.
Nice.
It's dark out here, so.
Ooh,
Looks like it.
Setting the mood.
Maria, I just started listening to the big ones.
Awesome.
Ooh.
I have to know what you ended up doing with that pile of pine cones in your hallway.
It's still there. It's still there. I clean them up every couple months because it gets so large. And then, there was that time the fire department came and said that they had to be removed.
What? What is the pine cone thing?
Piggles, every walk, Piggles picks up a pine cone. And then she brings it back and she's so happy
That's
that
so
she
cute.
did that. That we put a little pile outside the door so it feels like she's, adding to the household. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's a provider.
But it adds up, so it just becomes a huge pile of pine cones. And so what happened was the one time the fire alarm went off at a neighbor's house, and the fire department came, and we heard them outside going, "Do you know whose pile of pine cones this is?" And then the neighbor was like, "Oh, I think it's theirs." And he went, "You need to tell them to clean those up. That's a fire hazard."
Interesting.
But we never did, and we just keep them there.
Good. Whoa, damn, girl.
But thank you for asking. That's Piggles. I'll tell Piggles you
It really
asked.
piqued my interest. I have a tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Before or after Maria's story?
A pine
Before.
cone a pine cone tattoo, not an acorn tattoo.
Wait, okay, so there's the acorn, but then there's the pine cone.
Oh, and there's a pine cone.
Wow.
But I got the pine cone tattoo because my grandmother, she had dementia, and sort of in the early
Here.
days of her dementia, she started walking around her property and picking up every single pine cone. And one time
Oh.
we went into her basement. We didn't realize she was doing it, and we went into her basement, and it was just like wall to wall, plastic grocery bags full of pine cones, just on every surface, everywhere.
That's what Piggles does.
I mean, maybe Piggles is my grandmother reincarnated.
Wow.
What a nice tattoo, though. That's such a nice way to commemorate her and remember her. That's really sweet.
Yeah, she was a nice lady.
I'm
That's
gonna.
nice.
If you have a story, start telling it. But I'm gonna look up the spiritual significance of pine cones.
I don't really have a story. Other than that, I just learned that I just moved to this small town a year ago in upstate New York, and I just learned a couple weeks ago that there's a Davidian compound in my town.
Wow.
No.
And
Is
I
it
was
still active?
It is, and it's called the Mount Carmel Center, which is the same. It's the one in Waco was also called Mount Carmel.
No way.
It's
Whoa.
split off in the 40s, I think, and then some of them came here, and then some of them went to Waco.
Whoa.
but it's also weird because like there's a huge Hasidic Jewish community in the area, and then also there's a bunch of ashrams, so there's like already a bunch of like super religious weirdos walking around. And then like every once in a while my girlfriend and I will see a person who's like she's like they're like not really the flavor,
right?
Like, that person's clearly some kind of like religious fundamentalist, but like what flavor are they? So
wow, looks exciting that you're going to join the Branch Davidians. I'm excited for your new
Do you guys want to hear about the history of the symbolism of pine cones?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Throughout the span of recorded human history, pine cones have served as a symbolic representation of human enlightenment, the third eye, and the pineal gland.
Gross.
Hold on, there's some more. Something about the Fibonacci sequence is in the spiral of a pine cone.
Oh.
It also has to do with the pineal gland is wake-sleep patterns and circadian rhythms. So do you ever feel like there's some, like you're visited in your sleep by a spirit, or like have any sleep-related stuff? Don't answer. Just think about it.
It's a rhetorical question.
It's considered to be the third eye, the seat of the soul, the epicenter of enlightenment throughout different cultures. So interesting stuff if you want to look into it. And also I guess in the Bible, like there's all these references to pine cones.
I didn't know that.
Oh, weird.
Well, there you go.
Well, there you have it.
My pine cone sister in the flesh.
It's truly an honor, Maria.
Yeah, me too. You too.
Your pine cone sister.
How interesting.
Pine cone power.
Pine cone pals. Your pine cone pals.
Yes,
no one likes anything I'm saying right now. Okay.
Pelcones.
Oh my God.
Your pelcones.
All right. Well, Annie, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. And thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Pelcones.
Palcones.
Pelcones.
Palcones is good too.
Your pelcones.
Lots of Bible stuff tonight, Allie. Oh yeah, I accidentally quoted misreferenced the Bible like 3 times.
Oh, the 7 horses.
I swear to God, what was with the 7 though? Weren't there 7 horsemen of the apocalypse?
There were 7 something.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I was watching the YouTube. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I love your outfit.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I'm Sarah, Ella, so both names. But
oh, amazing.
I've been in the Discord a bit, but under Ella. So I'm like, oh wait.
Okay.
Oh yes, of course. Hi. What's this background behind you? Is that a painting or is that like a tapestry?
It's a super cheap tapestry from like a company called like Society 6 or something.
Yeah. It's super pretty. I really like it. I have a Society 6. If anyone wants to go to it, society6.com/online Allison.
Oh yeah, all your
Wow.
shirts.
All my shirts. Do you have
Great like little like slide in there.
Yeah, I know. I was that's why I asked. I was
Stuff.
just trying to self-promote.
Where are you calling from?
So I'm actually in Ottawa right now, Canada.
Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. That's where my husband is from. He lived he's in the Glebe.
Right.
Is this the Glebe?
Oh.
Is that an area?
I used to live in the Glebe, but I'm gonna be living in a place called Overbrook. So
cool.
Yeah.
Lovely town.
Yeah. So I love how like Ottawa, our capital of Canada, is like it's a nice town.
It's a nice place. It's a nice
Are
place.
those trees in your background or are they pine cones?
They're trees, but we could say they're pine cones.
Are they
pine
pine trees?
Yeah.
Those look like pine trees to me.
Probably.
Synchronicity.
Synchronicity.
Speaking of synchronicity,
yes.
I was actually going to. I didn't hear all of. I was busy, so I didn't hear all of Daniel's stories. But I was actually going to bring up a story about shadow people or ghosts, whichever. Like
which
shadow
people.
Going with shadow people for the night. Yeah.
So I guess when I was younger, I used to have like there was like this little shadow man, but it wasn't shadow as in like flat. It was definitely like 3D, like, but it was just pitch black. So that's why I'd call it like a shadow man. And I remember he would just like come into my bedroom and just like pull at my sheets, and I'd just like pull my sheets up and just hide. And I was like, this is horrific.
No.
Years and years later, I'm talking to my dad about creepy stuff. And it turns out when he was a kid, he actually used to see this little shadow person, and he'd wake up his cousin Donnie and be like, okay, like we have to go. I see the shadow man. And they'd try to like chase this shadow man who would run into his little sister's room and like try to bother her, and they try to chase it away.
No. Oh my God.
Which I'm like, that's brave. Like, what kid actually is like, I'm gonna go protect my sister?
Yeah,
like,
seriously, that's so sweet.
Like, talking about it, I get really energetic because it's kind of, it creeps me out. And then I found out that my other aunt, so he has two sisters, the younger sister, she did like tons of therapy for years for different stuff, and she used to talk about this shadow man that would bother her in therapy. So every once in a while, like I haven't had anything in quite a long time, but for a while, a few years ago, I felt like even though I didn't see anything, I felt like it was there, and I just like say out loud, like, go away, like don't come near me. Like, but I don't know. So that's my
God.
That's so creepy.
That's creepy.
A few years later, someone had told me that was actually likely like a little demon that actually follows generations.
Holy shit.
No.
The children of their each children. So I'm like,
you're stuck
I have
with
little
it.
nieces and nephews now, so I'm like, man, I hope they don't get bothered.
Holy moly. We need to do like an episode on shadow people. I mean, I know we did a sleep paralysis one, but
yeah.
Holy fuck, dude. Well, call in next month when we do our thing, and tell us your ghost story too. Save that one for next time.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in. You're the best.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Creepy stuff. I can't believe it. Demonic people that follow your family, that follow you through generations. That's
you gotta have kids.
That's what's it called was about.
It Follows.
No, that was about like oddly about like an STD. Paranormal Activity.
Oh, did that? It goes through generations?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, it's Rory from last time who bailed because his friend came.
Yep.
Hi, Rory.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. How are you, Rory?
Oh, that's sweet. That's nice.
Oh,
It's going to be the right way.
That's so cute. Thank you.
Just like ghosted us.
Yeah, so that was like the first time my friend's ever come over because he's got a little kid.
Aww.
So he brought his kid over to see my Lego collection. And
that's so sweet.
That seemed big, so I had to bail. Sorry.
I'm sorry. What was that noise?
Yeah, it was scary. I think that was Rory
just moving the
laptop. I shifted on my chair, and it may be loud.
No, it sounded like a goat. Maria, was that you?
No. Why would it be?
I think it was just the sound of like the laptop moving.
Yeah.
You guys heard it though, right?
Yeah, no, I heard it. It was a goat demon.
I was putting my Nintendo Switch down.
That's probably it.
Maybe that was it.
It sounded like a high-pitched elf laugh or like
a puck wedgie.
I'm freaked out.
I have no idea what that could be. Sorry.
What time is it over there?
It is just about 1 p.m. Saturday. So
wow.
Very warm and sunny out.
Man.
Wow. Can't wait till tomorrow. Yeah. That's exciting.
It's going to be like 109
anyway.
or 108. Sorry. Okay, continue. What's your story? I was
just going to say, in addition to that, when this little kid came over, he can speak pretty well. He's bilingual. His mum's Chilean. But when he saw the Lego and started playing with it, he forgot how to speak. Like, he just was so overwhelmed by it all. They were just kind of squeaking and pointing at things and not really knowing what to do.
That's so
It was
cute.
really cute. But yeah, so my story was, I guess I had two sort of guardian angel type stories
Yes.
that maybe don't quite count, but one of them's also potentially amputation related,
Fantastic.
or nearly. So it could.
Well,
sort of
Angelica
sync in well.
Counters is all ears.
So yeah, first one is, because I think I mentioned last time, I am a courier. So a few months ago, I was just driving down our depot's driveway, heading out to the main road, and I get a text just before I get to the end of the driveway, and for some reason I stopped and looked at my phone instead of just like we all do, look and drive. And as soon as I look down, there's a big car crash right in front of me. Like, I was just about at the end, and a car must have just drifted across and crashed into the ass of a car right next to me, like where I would have been.
Oh no!
Oh my God.
And it was just a text from my the cell phone provider saying, some bullshit. But the thing is, if I had been there, because I'm in a van, I'm at the front of the vehicle, and where a car would have hit where my legs are, so it would have cut them off.
Oh shit.
Judging by the amount of damage it did to the car. And it was just some young guy. I guess he was on his phone probably, but
Holy
I don't know
shit.
what. But yeah,
That's crazy.
normally I wouldn't have stopped for a text. I would have just looked and tossed my phone off to the side and kept driving.
So you're saying
For
text
some
and
reason-
drive?
Yeah,
is what
that's
you're
the moral
saying.
of the story, guys. That'd be a good PSA.
Yeah, so that's kind of the one. And quite a few years ago, when I was working at Pizza Hut, I was a delivery boy, which is
Nice.
a glamorous job, and everybody loves you.
Yeah.
And it was quite a quiet night. There were two of us delivery drivers on, and there was a delivery that we were just alternating. So he would go one, I'd go one, he would go one, and then for some reason, I got in my car to deliver one, and I tried to start it, and it wouldn't start. It was just completely dead, and I didn't really know what. So I was like, okay, to the other guy, you just take this one, and you can go home now because it's quite quiet. And so turns out it was just like a battery terminal fault. Like, I popped the hood, and within 2 minutes figured out what was wrong, but he'd already gone. And what happened to him was delivery was like a setup. So when he got out of the car, 3 guys surrounded him and pulled knives on him.
Oh my
Stole
God.
his phone, the food, a bunch of money off him, tried to steal his car, but he got away. And yeah, I found out about that 20 minutes after
Holy
when the
moly.
police turned up.
Wow.
But yeah, so I was meant to be there. I thought I was doing a nice thing by just sending him home with, I'll clock him out later so he still gets paid, and he just gets another delivery to his, doesn't get paid per delivery and stuff. But yeah.
Jesus Christ. Well, you
lucky
got
my
saved,
car didn't
man.
stop.
Rory, thank you so much for coming on again. And I'm sorry, but I'm still hung up on that weird demon goat laugh that no one else thinks is important, but I heard it.
I'll listen to it back and see if I can
Listen to it back,
But-
and you will hear it. And people in the chat also heard it, and they're talking about it. Everyone else heard it.
Okay.
So I'm not crazy. And put that on my
Here's a
tombstone.
unicorn I made.
It's
Oh,
gorgeous.
that's so
I love
great.
it. Amazing, Rory.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you
Thanks
so
so
much
much,
for calling
Rory.
in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
That was it.
Again. What is it? What is it? That's so stupid. Who's doing that?
I leaned back on my chair, and it's metal, and it's broken.
There it is.
Is that really? Why does that make such an insane sound?
I don't hear it now.
Because
I can barely hear it.
There's a demon.
Well, now
in the
it's not
chair.
doing it again. Lean back again. This is someone's pranking me, and I don't appreciate it. Melissa, is it you?
No, I'm not doing anything.
I've heard that from
It's
you
not me.
before.
Well, this time.
All right,
I'm not.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
Rory.
much.
Thank
Thank you for having me. I'll
Yeah,
catch
of
you later when I
course.
get my Melissa shirt.
All right. Bye, Rory.
Bye, Rory.
You guys, someone's fucking with me. I know it. Let me
I
read.
heard that noise.
Yeah, because you're making it and you're not telling me.
not.
Okay. So far, the people who have donated to us, and thank you so much. Amanda, Rachel, Brian, Stephanie, Sydney, Lee, Madeline, Daniel, Kelly, Shayna. Thank you guys so much.
And Tyler. Thank you.
Ooh, yes. So thank you
Thanks,
guys very
guys.
much.
Tyler.
If you want to donate on Venmo, it's Allison Siegel. And we also have a Cash App for those who want to donate there. And it's, what is it? $ web crawlers?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after tonight's episode, we're just going to start moving it to once a month on the first of the month.
Yep. First Fridays.
Yes. First
Hello,
Fridays.
Emily.
Hello.
Hey. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Pretty good.
It's Web Crawlers Podcast Live. I'm going to tell the ghost dog story.
Okay.
Oh
my husband came in the kitchen. I saw the green light. Hey guys.
Hi. Yes. Tell us your ghost dog story.
Hey, so I have good. The house I grew up in, where my mom still lives, has a ghost dog.
Oh my God. What?
Yeah. My childhood home is haunted by my dog. I believe it is my dog Bingo that I had as a kid.
Oh my God.
So she was a like a German Shepherd Husky mix.
Ooh.
She was like a big dog, and she lived a really long time. I got her when I was like 7, and she died when I was almost 22.
Wow.
So I spent like
God.
almost, like the vet didn't even know like how old she was.
Seriously.
So she was there like for like most of my life. So she died 10 years ago this week, which I just realized this. Yeah. And this is important to the story. So I was talking to my mom the other day, and she still lives in that house. And somehow we started talking about ghosts. And she goes, yeah, just like out of nowhere. And like, no one has ever mentioned this. And she goes, yeah, do you know that our house is haunted by a dog? And I was like, yeah, because I was the first one to hear it. So about 9 years ago, I was alone in my house. I was dog sitting while my mom and stepdad were out of town. And we've always had dogs at our house. We're like very like dog friendly people. And so I'm alone at night. It's like really late, and I have my mom's 2 dogs with me, and they were like dead asleep, and they were lazy, and they like did not react to anything. And I hear, and if you're a dog person, you know your dog's like collar jingle.
Yeah.
You know, like when they walk.
Oh yeah.
So I am in my bed. The other 2 dogs are like dead asleep, and I hear this collar, and I was like, oh my God, it's Bingo. Like I just knew it was her. And I never experienced like anything supernatural in my home or anything. And I did some research, and dog ghosts are real. Like people have reported them like all over the place.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And like a year or 2 later, I was home again, same thing. And I heard my dog bark. Yeah. And like she had a very distinct bark, and like I knew it was her. And what was interesting is that the other dog, one of the other dogs that was with me, lived with her, and he didn't react to it.
Oh, that's so weird.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, because I guess he knew. Yeah. So Monday, I'm talking to my mom, and I tell her the story, and she's like, yeah. She's like, she tells me, she's like, yeah, your stepdad's heard it a few times, and he asked me like several years ago, he's like, do you think this house is haunted by a dog? And she's like, yeah, probably. And just
That's
so
like, whatever.
That's just kind of how she is.
That's
and
nuts.
then like not too long afterwards, she hears it. And I asked my brother about it too. And he said that he has heard it as well.
Well, it sounds like you got yourself a ghost dog for sure.
Yes, we have a ghost dog for sure.
I would love for my dog to haunt me after he dies. I would like be obsessed.
Me too.
With that idea.
Yeah, I've heard because after we've experienced this, like I've read about it, and people say they like hear them bark. They'll hear them like walk through the hall. Mm-hmm. I've heard people even say they can like hear them drinking. out of a water bowl.
Whoa.
Sounds like that dog needs AA.
I know.
All right, Allie.
Like drinking, like at a like sitting at the bar, just like drinking.
Yeah, that would be great.
Do you guys want to see a picture of the dog I want to adopt?
Yes. Whoa. Oh.
I'll show
What's
you
the name?
His name is Bruno. And
It
he's
looks like a Bruno.
He's a Chinese crested.
And that dog needs adopted? That dog seems like it's taken care of.
No, just why? Just beautiful people
His hair.
need help too.
It's an exotic dog.
Welcome to my life.
I wonder why it's being adopted. Or why
I don't
it's
know.
up for
Bruno is
adoption.
a 3-year-old powder puff Chinese crested dog. He is a sweet, gentle little boy. Calling it a little boy is so horny.
Okay.
A little boy.
It's like so
Well,
creepy.
thank you so much, Emily.
Thank
that
you
was
for your ghost dog
you're
story.
welcome.
That's
Yeah.
a friendly ghost. That's a
It
friendly
is,
ghost in
yeah,
your midst.
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, have
Thank
a
you
great
so
Friday.
much.
Bye.
You too. Thanks.
All right,
Bye.
bye. I don't know. That dog doesn't look
It's at an adoption agency though. So like, what if everyone had that vibe and then it just never got adopted?
Huh. Everyone was like, it looks too good.
But I'll be right back. I have to get another tissue.
You're probably pooping. Everyone knows.
Oh, a dog.
It's a doggy. That's a good dog right there.
That's a good dog.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
What's
Where
that
are you calling
boy's
from?
name?
Stormy from Long Beach.
Stormy from Long Beach. Hi,
Aloha.
Stormy.
So I'm.
Did Asher just wake up?
Yeah, Asher just woke up from a drinking binge. You sleepy boy. What's up?
So I met you back at the live show.
Oh, way back when we could actually go to actual live shows.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is not suitable for work. Sorry. How did you like it?
It was
that fun
fun
for you?
Because so you did the Lisa Lamb story again. It was fun, like being around like a bunch of people who didn't know it, and like they would like laugh at, like freak out about something, and you'd be sitting there being like, "That's not the crazy part." Like it gets way crazier, and everybody's just like had no idea what was going to happen.
I was shocked at the amount of people who had never heard that story, especially like living in LA.
It was pretty new to everybody there.
Yeah,
that was fun. That was our one and only live show that we've done.
Yeah, that was the last time we were allowed out of the house.
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
So
do you
Brian,
have a story
do you
for
have
us?
So one time, me and my mom went up to help my brother move back from college, and so like we were driving back down, and she called my dad to tell her like, "Oh, we're driving down. How's it down there at the house?" And she's like, "Oh, we had an earthquake last night, and a house down the street blew up."
Oh my God!
And so like,
what?
He knew like one of the police officers that were like around the place, and it turns out like these the owners had moved out and then hired some people to burn it down. But they so like these two like kids were pouring gasoline through the whole house.
Oh my God!
But they left the pilot light on the water heater.
Oh,
so like the two people were in the house when it blew up, and they like got launched through the front window. And I think one died like instantly, but the other one was like still alive and just like lost his shoes and stuff. He was just like walking around, and so he just had like footprints on the driveway.
Oh
shit!
Oh
my God, that's so
no!
horrible.
That's crazy.
And then me and my dad went to the house like probably a week or two later after they were done investigating it, and like the back wall had like moved like 2 inches. Like it was still like attached to the house, but like was off the house basically. Like
oh wow,
whoa.
Weird. People do crazy things.
People are crazy. What are you gonna do?
That's gnarly. Well, thank you for that story, Brian, and thank you for introducing us to Stormy. He's so cute. Or is she? Call in again, and thank you also for coming to the live show.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye, Brian. You know who's coming in right now. You guys are, you know him, you love him.
Is this the last one?
Nope, we got some more, but this is Matt Scuda.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
It's fan favorite Matt.
Yes. So, I know there was a little bit of controversy about the twist over and over again. So this week, I've decided to do a little bit of obfuscation.
Ooh.
So potential of 3 different stories, each represented by
Wow, look at this. Someone has a color printer.
Or
fancy,
it's one story.
expensive.
I'm just pretending there's a choice.
Okay.
But it either does have a twist or it might not. Who knows?
Ooh, I like this.
Well,
So
what do
what
people in the
story
chat
should I
think?
tell?
What story? Should it be bench, trunk, or bike?
Or bench,
I mean-
boot, and bike if we want to go with bees.
Trunk.
I say trunk.
I say trunk too. Boot.
Trunk.
Okay. We'll do trunk then.
Oh, I'm scared.
God,
I'm
how
scared.
scary.
Have you ever killed someone?
I feel like I'm looking
Have
for
I?
clues behind him, and
I've not.
like
That's what a murderer would say. Okay, continue.
So I'm going to use some like initials for this story, so it does involve real people.
Okay.
Who still definitely live in the area.
Okay.
So
Okay.
So I will say we'll start with saying a large medical center in town. It has over 700 staffed beds, and they have about 250,000 patient hours a year. So massive complex.
Whoa.
So about 19 years ago, August 6th, Dr. L.T.N. Was a 28-year-old first-year resident at one of the clinics at this university complex, and she didn't show up for work. So 11 hours later, and 600 miles away, the Webb County Sheriff's Dispatch in Laredo, Texas, received a call from a woman claiming to be Dr. T.N., but the call was cut off. So they attempted to trace the call, and they also basically had every active unit in the area from the cops, the sheriff, and like the border patrol to start looking for someone in dress at like rest stops and stuff like that. And they also have call boxes along the highway and things like that. So a U.S. Border Patrol vehicle was flagged down by the groggy and dehydrated Dr. T.N. along the I-35 border town of Laredo, Texas. So this is, again, 600 miles away from Oklahoma City where this started.
Oh, God.
This was 11 hours after she went missing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No one had known where they were. No one at the... Basically, in movies, it's always kind of like 24 hours before you can do missing person reports, things like that. But I think that's kind of a myth. And the idea is if someone's not where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there, and they're a doctor or something like that, and they have a husband who's home that just left, there's an expectation that people are going to do something, or that they're not. It's not like she's sick at home or like her phone is not working, something like that. She is missing.
Mm-hmm.
So she was on her but taken to a nearby hospital. She said she was kidnapped, and because it crossed state lines, the FBI came in.
Oh.
So she said she was basically at the gated parking lot of a gated parking structure to the clinic where she worked when she was confronted by a man who subdued her with a chemical soap drag. I guess she means chloroform, but the quote I found was chemical soap drag. So this was the last thing she remembered before she woke up in the trunk of her own vehicle at highway speeds, and she was trapped there for hours and hours, and like nothing she could do. Like, this is 2001, so this is before a lot of cars had like the auto eject.
Oh, right.
And she was also traveling at highway speeds. When the vehicle stopped, then I found a bunch of news articles about this, but I could never quite find the details of how she said she escaped or where the car was when she escaped.
Right.
But all this kind of happened within 1 or 2 days of the incident, of all this kind of these details coming out. The FBI said they never caught a suspect, but they also never released a description of the suspect. But there was a lot of tension at the university. So it was a university hospital complex. So the university up through security quite a bit. The medical center up through security quite a bit. 1 month later, the investigation ended without a definitive conclusion because the doctor who was kidnap's attorney asked the FBI to stop investigating.
Wait, doctor is a connection. What?
Okay.
3 days later, 9/11 happened, and the story completely fell out of the public interest. The place she worked was asked when she would return to work and if she was okay. They said she's fine, she's at home, she's resting, and we're happy to have her back whenever she is. I guess that kind of happened right before 9/11. So basically, the announcement went out that she's mostly unharmed, she's shooken up, we want her back to work. 9/11 happened, and then another month passes. She's fired from her place of work because someone from her high school came out and said, "Oh, her. Yeah, she faked a kidnapping in high school because her boyfriend wasn't giving her enough attention."
That's so tight. She's so cool. I love this woman.
So
is it Sherry?
She did. So
Is
she
it
did the
Ali
same
Siegel?
thing again. So she
Good
did the
for
same
her.
thing again, basically as a doctor, and it kind of ruined her career for a while.
Melissa, you got to do what you got to do for love.
Yep, and they're still married.
God.
Good for her.
my
This is a
God.
true love story. Hallmark
But is she
needs to
still
make this into a movie?
Is she still a doctor?
Yes, she
Love
is.
doctor.
She's a different kind of doctor now, though. She lost that line of progress.
Oh.
Jeez Louise.
She's a life coach now.
Wow.
She's great. I love her. This is a great story. I'm super into it. I just got a
unlucky,
few
though.
pointers from this.
I did have a story that involved an amputation. I was kind of hoping you'd pick that one just to have a little bit of serendipity, but it didn't happen.
Oh, well,
we suck
next
when
time,
you're
next
bad.
month.
Yeah, we'll pick it next month for sure. Matt, thank you as usual.
Yeah,
Okay, and this might be my last one that I can.
Why?
Make,
That's cryptic. Are you killing yourself?
What are you talking about?
No, I think work is starting to come back, and I imagine I'll be working most Fridays at 5 p.m.
Well, da.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
But there are now
Don't
2 jobs
speak
on the
too
horizon.
soon.
We'll see if they actually happen.
Well, okay,
All right.
Daddy
we hope to
Warbucks.
see you back. We hope to see you back, but we also
I hope to be
Are you
back.
jerking
you're
off?
Working.
Okay.
No, sorry, I'm scratching my arm.
Can you imagine?
I'm actually surprised that hasn't happened yet. Okay, sorry.
I
don't
know,
sue us
right?
for saying that. Okay, bye.
Right,
Bye. Thank you. All right, we got
Matt
2 more
coming.
callers in here. I know we're a little past time, but I feel like it's the last. It's the last show. So let's let Emily in, and then we'll let Matilda in. And
Emily!
Hello.
Hey, Emily.
Emily.
Am I on this?
Yes.
You are.
I just got here.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Everyone.
Where are you from? Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Bellingham. I've been the one calling in about all the weird stuff.
Oh, right.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
right.
Oh my God. Do you have any stories for us today?
Yeah, I thought of something earlier today, which is actually from Alaska, where I grew up.
Oh,
I just remembered back in 2012. So every year my family would go to this mountain race called Mount Marathon. If you're from Alaska, you probably have heard of it. Maybe if you're not from Alaska, but anyway, it's a 3,000 foot climb. And
Holy
these runners
shit.
literally run up and then down it.
Oh
And
my
the men
God.
do it so fast that they do it in 45 minutes. Well, like the fastest ones.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And so in 2012, I was probably like 15 or something. And we're watching this race, which always goes first. And then later in the day, people were like, someone was missing. And then we found out later on that one guy who I guess was like the last in the men's race, he got to the top because one of the like race attendees or race attendants was like, yeah, you're almost to the top. Then you just turn back around.
Oh no.
And then he wasn't seen again. Like the top of a mountain, he still hasn't been found. Nothing has been found of him
like not no clothes, like no body parts.
He was abducted.
So, yeah. Okay. So he was either abducted, he either planned to run away from his life, like at the top of the mountain, like made some elaborate scheme. Because I guess he had never done the race before. And it's 3,000.
That's weird.
Straight up. And then, like nothing's ever been found of him. So he was like probably most likely like fell in some like crevasse of like ice or something, given that it's fractured in the top of the mountain. But I think it was an elaborate plan to run away from his life.
Yeah,
that's what I think
so too.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's creepy as
Because people think that he could have like fallen down this mountain, but it's like a relatively like flat mountain face. Like there's only trees at the very bottom.
They would have found him by now, I feel like.
Right. Like unless he fell down this like really, really massively deep crevasse.
Yeah. Who knows? Tomato.
His name was like Michael Lemaitre, Lamaitre. You should look it up.
Yeah. Seriously. Wow. I have another question. What's your skincare routine?
You have great skin.
So, you have really good skin.
Vanny cream, relatively cheap. Most supermarkets.
Oh, nice.
Amazing.
Is it just like genetics? You think you just genetically have good skin?
Well, I think it's the lighting. I think it's the sweat right now, and a little bit of makeup.
Oh, wow.
Well, you look great.
Good for you. Good for you. Thank you, Emily. It was so good to talk to you.
Thank you.
Bye, Emily.
Bye.
All right, we'll let Matilda. We'll have her. Hello.
There you are.
Is it Matilda or Matilde?
It's just Matilde, but Matilda's fine.
Matilde.
Yeah.
I pronounced your name wrong when I did the Patreon episode. I apologize.
I did not mind at all. I just had a surreal moment when you said my name, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" And I really wanted to. The article was so long, and then I just felt so
I didn't realize how long it was when I started reading it.
Where are you calling from?
Oh man!
I'm from Montreal, Canada.
Oh shit!
Wow. Oh, Canada.
Yep. Yeah.
Melissa, since you're married, yeah, probably. Melissa, since you're married to a Canadian, do you have joint citizenship now?
I can get it very easily. I just have to live there for 6 months.
Yes.
Wow, so like if we need to flee the country, like I'll just go there and in 6 months I'll get citizenship.
It's like 90 Day Fiance, but the reverse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Good to know.
Yes.
Do you have a story for us? Or question, comment, suggestion?
I do have a story. It's not a ghost story. I've never personally had a ghost encounter, I don't think. But I have a creepy story that involves me doing the creepy thing as a kid. Yeah. So when I was about 9 or 10, I was really into archaeology, as I'm sure a lot of kids are at that age.
Yeah,
sure.
And it was Easter, and we were at my aunt's. The whole family was here, and I was really bored. And my aunt's cat had died 2 years before. Yeah, so I just started digging in the backyard, trying to dig up the cat, and found it. And then I just remember parading around the whole family with like the bones and the skull and going like, look, it's the dead cat. Yeah, I was insane. And I just, I don't remember most of the reactions, but my aunt was kind of quiet and I kind of fucked her up. But hey, look,
that's so funny.
Oh, yeah, I did that.
Well, you turned out okay, so it's all right.
Yeah, totally. I don't do that anymore, so I consider that a win.
I brought my mom a dead bird once when I was like 5.
Really?
my sister was like, take this bird and bring it inside to mom. So I was like, okay. And I like brought a dead bird and like my mom screamed. She's like, no, get that out of here.
Oh no. Oh my God, your sister is such a enabler.
I know.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, Matilda, thank you so much for that incredible story. You're welcome. I'm gonna think about it forever.
Oh,
You're the best. Call in again next month, please.
sure.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye, Matilda.
She has a very calm voice.
Yes. Everyone has calming voices. I'm noticing no one's.
Sounds like me.
No, you have a calming voice.
I got this thing called, this is not a sponsored post, but I got this thing called a Loom Cube. And it's like a one of those like light things, like a whatever a ring light, but it's just like a thing. But it sticks to your
your
sticks to your laptop from this suction cup. But the suction cup is so bad that it will stick for like 2 seconds and then just fall off.
Oh my God.
Well,
that's the best story of the
night. Put some duct tape on there.
Okay, well. All right, I gotta go eat something.
Yeah, I'm so hungry. I'm hungers. I am hungers. Let me tell you, I just want to compliment myself because I didn't take a single nap today.
Wow. Don't you normally take like 2 naps?
Yeah, I usually do 2 a days.
Yeah, your morning nap and your afternoon nap.
I have my morning nap and my afternoon nap. Today I had 0 naps. So
wow, you're gonna sleep for like 20 hours.
I know. Everyone's capable of anything, you know. Anyways, so thank you guys again for everyone who donated. Thank you guys for coming. And we'll see you next month, I guess. The first Friday of the month.
Let's do that. Let's be there, be square.
Yeah.
And thank you for all your well wishes. It's very nice. I'm gonna get better quick.
So it's gonna be Friday, October 2nd.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
All right, I'm leaving. So you guys can do whatever you want to do. But
okay, I guess I'll leave too. If you're leaving, I'm leaving.
I guess I'll leave.
All right.
I'll leave too.
Okay, we can all leave. We'll all just leave.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
An Erios original.
Powered by Acast.